Hi guys, Shane here, OzFlight Sim. Welcome to another episode of Test Drive. It's been a while with one of these, but if you haven't seen a test drive video before, this is where we take a scenery, an aircraft, utility in all different types of flight simulators. We'll take it for a spin around the block and give you our first impressions. Is it worth a value for money? Now, just before we get started in today's video, I know all around the world we are going through a lot at the moment when it comes to coronavirus. I don't think there's anybody out there that is not affected. Now, over this time, my aim is to make as much content as possible. That way I can hopefully brighten up a few people's lives with something fun and entertaining. So I'm thinking of you all. Be safe and be well. Today we are in the X-Plane 11 platform and we're checking out one of the new releases from Carenado, which is the SR22 Turbo. This product has been out for many years over in the prepared world, but it's finally being ported over, done up a little bit, and now released for us to mess around in X-Plane 11. So we're going to take a closer look. First off, we're going to look at the exterior, see how that is, and then we will go for a quick flight. So taking a quick look at the exterior on the SR22, it's pretty standard when it comes to a Carenado product, being a very high detail. So it's got everything there, and the 3D modeling is really good. The PBR, the textures, the bump mapping is all what you want it to be. So on the look side, which we all knew this was going to be, it is a great eye candy when it comes to generally any X-Plane product from Carenado, and the SR22 is that as well. Only comes with about 5 HD liveries, which I'm pretty shocked. I thought there would be a lot more out there. You've got an Australian livery, you've got a UK livery, and some United States liveries. But all in all, pretty basic, but the exterior does look pretty good, as you can see. Jumping into the cockpit of the SR22, this aircraft is all about ergonomics and making things, the workload on the pilot, a lot easier. So as you can see, you got big a G1000 screens. Unfortunately, these aren't customized by Canrenado. These are the default ones from X-Plane, so I'm not really going to go into too much detail. Only is that there's a few bugs in place, like the FMS switch, which basically you control the whole right G1000S doesn't work, so I had to import the flight plan, loading up a different aircraft. So that was a little bit annoying. Hopefully they fix it with a patch. Well, they'll have to, because it's pretty much one of the major things for the cockpit. Obviously the interior is all in PBR, and obviously the cockpit is 3D. They have customized F-mod sounds, which you did hear some of the switches in the startup. So the sounds in this aircraft are pretty good. Even on the exterior, they're absolutely excellent as well. But within saying that, as I mentioned before, the G1000s are a massive part of the aircraft. Being default X-Plane, there's a lot of detail taken out. So this is a really easy aircraft to fly. So we're going to check out the cockpit a little bit later. We're going to jump into the taxi and we'll throw it into a montage as we get down to runway 9. So everything is configured, we are ready for takeoff. I will have to say that taxiing in this aircraft is an absolute dream. It's actually really nice to taxi, so you don't have to worry about your GA aircraft getting away from you when it comes to the SR22. So they have got that down pat. So we are on runway 9, we're at Key West. We're going to take a quick flight, I think it's about 40 nautical miles up to Marathon International. So we're going to go up to about 4,000 feet, then we are going to put the autopilot on. So we're going to show you how that works there, and then we are going to enter the circuit and make our landing. So therefore we'll see how the flight dynamics work there. But we've been saying that I'll be quiet, enjoy the takeoff. I'll come back to you after the wheels are up. look at that. A very speedy aircraft to take off. We'll have to say I did have the trim set for takeoff, and it was just like a brick. It wouldn't come. It pretty much had the yoke rotated all the way back. So obviously you need flaps with takeoff for this aircraft, or you need your trim all the way up, which is a bit odd. We did take off into the wind, so it was pretty much directly down the runway, so no issues there whatsoever. So we're going to move away, make a slight right-hand turn because we've got an airport in front of us. So we'll make this semi-realistic, even though we're just having our first look at the aircraft. We're going to quickly pop the autopilot on. We're going to put the VS speeds on as we climb up to 4,000 in altitude. We'll do about 500, so do a nice little slow ascend all the way up there, and we will turn it on to nav mode once we get past this airport and fly around a little bit. So we're going to throw it into another montage, and we'll come back to you once we're at 4,000 feet and we're sitting in the cruise stage for the flight. We are now on our cruise part of the flight, so take a quick shot around the cockpit to show the details of the cockpit of the SR22. A couple of things I have failed to mention also showcase the lighting. Lighting's very good in the aircraft, so if you want to fly this aircraft at night, it is pretty good. Sorry I didn't include that in the video. And another thing is, it is VR compatible for all my VR headset friends out there. It works really well, but I failed to record some footage and added it to the video. So we've been saying that, we're going to come back to you as we enter the circuit so you can see how the flight dynamics of the aircraft is working. So we're now at an altitude of 1,000 feet. We're just entering the circuit at Marathon International at our mid crosswind, so we're just about to fly over the airport now. And shortly we're going to make our left-hand turn onto our downwind leg. I'm going to try to make this as close as possible to flying a real circuit in real life, just way I can give you a fair sort of reaction and impression of how this aircraft flies. So Carenado has also mentioned that the flight physics have been optimized for the X-Plane standard, and also it's been specially designed with the engine dynamics for X-Plane 11. So I guess that's really the only updates from this aircraft that was ported over from Prepared, that they have let us know that they've updated it, and obviously whatever all the other basic stuff they need to do to get it to work in X-Plane 11. So we're now currently on our downwind. It's really hard to actually do this in a sim compared to real life, but we'll give it a go. We are being the threshold, so time to pop out first stage of flaps and start our descent. This aircraft is really fun to fly. It's actually quite stable. So I'm not a Cirrus pilot in real life, so I can only go off what I've flown in real life plus what is in this sim, but it seems pretty stable. It will roll out on point, so you pick a direction that you want to roll out on and it will do that, and no problem whatsoever. It's pretty easy to trim up in the air, and obviously the autopilot basic functions work pretty well. So we are going to roll out on our base. We're going to pop down a flap stage number 2, and then we're going to be on our final for Marathon International. We are now on a short final. We're a little bit high, but that's okay. Our flaps are all the way down. So my aim is to touch this aircraft down as smooth as possible and keep the nose wheel up as long as possible. So we'll see how we go. So we've been saying that. Please enjoy the landing in the Carenado SR22. There we go, just coasting the nose down now. Going to whack on the brakes really quickly with the rudder pedals from Virtual Fly, and we'll take this exit. There we go. So I like the sounds that Carenado have used for this aircraft with the wheels of the touchdown. It's different to what they've done in other aircraft. So I'm not sure if this update's been around for a while, but I do like the sounds. So within saying that, my final thoughts on the Carenado SR22. Well, it's an aircraft that's been out for a while. There's not really a good SR22 that is out there for X-Plane. So this would have to be the pick of the bunch. But I do believe there is another developer working one at the moment. So it looks great on the outside and the inside. It flies great. It sounds great. But as we all know, the level of detail when it comes to systems and functionalities, processes and procedures of the aircraft, which is a big thing, especially with the G1000s of this aircraft, is missing. So it's only got the basic G1000s when it comes to X-Plane. So if you want something that has all that detail, I'd recommend going and checking out maybe the TBM. That will really get that fixed for that sort of thing. But within saying that, it's pretty good for $34.95 US. It's not the most expensive aircraft out there for Carenado. It does its job. If you want a solid GA aircraft to get from A to B at a quick speed, yeah, I would recommend picking it up. So within saying that, I would love to hear in your comments, what's your favorite GA aircraft for any type of flight sim, if it's prepared or even X-Plane 11. Let us know in the comments. I would love to hear it. Maybe there's something I haven't seen before and we could pick up and do as a test drive. If you like the video, please give it a big smash on the blue thumbs up. It helps out the videos. And if you're new to the Oz Flight Sim channel, please hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with anything in regards to test drive videos or Microsoft Flight Simulator updates. So I'm going to leave one of my other favorite videos up here. I'll leave you with the landing and I will see you on the next one.